Good morning, everybody, dear faculty member and students. Due to this COVID situation, we are unable to arrange offline classes. So we prefer
ये तो सर मैसेज स्टार्ट हो जाते हैं, कमेंट्स आ रहे हैं। हाँ, ये चलते हैं।
continuous screen. So we do the collective efforts by faculty members and the higher authority of the Technical Education Department to organize the online classes, because Government of India and Government of Rajasthan are very much worried about the education, and in this situation we are having only one option, that is the online option. So we deliver the classes regularly on through this. So you people take care of this, follow the guideline issued by the Government of India and Government of Rajasthan time to time, and if it is not necessary, then you stay within home and follow the basic rules, that is the social distancing, use the mask, use your sanitizer whenever it is required. So it is mandatory to keep you happy and healthy all the times, and we pray that we fight against the COVID-19, and definitely after a few days we are in the situation which we have earlier, means we are organizing your own offline classes also, and we conduct the theory as well as the practical classes. But in this situation we just use this online mode, and we are conducting a series of lectures, theory lectures only for a first week, and then we arrange the practical classes if it is possible through the online mode. So we prepare your timetable and we circulate in your group. So it is advised to you strictly attend each and every classes, whether it is taken by the individual faculty, it is taken by the generalized lectures. So students are advised, it is instructed to follow a strict timetable which is circulated in your group. And because we are very much happy to receive two new branches to Engineering College Badmer, and these are very much useful in the present scenario, because we are in the petroleum city Badmer, and in the vicinity of this engineering college we have plenty of the organization which require the chemical engineering scope. So AICT sanctioned 30 seats in chemical engineering and 30 seats in the computer science and engineering, artificial intelligence and machine learning. So these two courses enhance the potential of this engineering college, and institute cater the need of the industry which is in the vicinity of this engineering college Badmer. So we are very much grateful to our Honorable Ministers Dr. Subhash Garg sir, and we are also very much thankful to Mrs. Suchi Sharma, Secretary Technical Education, Government of Rajasthan, because their motivation and encouragement and support, we are getting these two branches in the last moment. And we are also thankful to the Vice Chairman AICT, Professor M.P. Punia Sahab. So they understand our need and sanction the 60 seats, 30 in chemical engineering and 30 in computer science engineering, artificial intelligence and machine learning. The potential of these two courses are very important because whatever the technocrat pass out their BTech degree from the Engineering College Bardmer, we try to give the placement as much as possible, because we start these two new branches as per the requirement of the industry. So we try to provide each and everything which is required for these two branches, either in terms of the equipment, either in terms of the faculty. We provide you the right platform for performing each and every experiment which is laid down by the Bikaner Technical University, because we are affiliated with this university. The another important thing is, because the Engineering College Bardmer completed successfully its 2 tenure or 2 sessions or 2 years, and the achievement of our institute is we are associated with many industries well known, or the MNC multinational companies. One is in the sector of oil, that is the Keynes and Vedanta, and the second is Jindal Group. And third is the another very important university, that is the Skill University, because we are conducting some courses simultaneously along with our BTech curriculum. With these courses are affiliated with the Skill University Jaipur. So, and Chemtech is the fourth small scale industry, MSME, and this is also helpful for our students to get the exposure and placement also. So we are very much enthusiastic to do the preparation to organize your classes regularly, and you people also circulate this message among the society. Wherever you do the interaction, you just explain that our institution is going to start 2 new courses. We have such kind of facility because we are in the inception period. So our lifespan is only a 2 years lifespan basically. And our achievement is, because we are preparing the proposals for the extracurricular activities. We already submitted the NCC applications, and it is processed by the state government and sent to the central government, because NCC seat allocation is done by the Ministry of Defence. So it is already sent to the Government of India Defence Ministry. And the second is the NSS, National Service Scheme. We are also submitting the proposal for this. We are also trying to get the Technical Education Quality Improvement Program, because the proposal is already prepared and it is submitted to the MHRD as well as the CPA, NPI, National Project Implementation Unit, it is situated in the Delhi. So institute doing working continuously, because our faculty is very young and energetic. So whatever assignment we give to them, they just complete within a few hours. So they are highly motivated, and because we are in 3rd year, so more faculty we are recruiting because as per the need of the requirement of the as per AICT norms. So we are hiring some technical faculty as well as the technical manpower, that is the technician, lab technician, and so this is the general thing which we want to share with you, because you are part of this institute, so we try to give this kind of information to you. So because this is a very crucial time for us, because the admission is starting. So you are the brand ambassador for the Engineering College Badmer. So you try to emphasize what are our strengths among the society. So student get benefit of this, take admission in our institution, because we are in the new institution basically. So definitely we have some kind of problem, because whenever you fight with the problems, then you get another kind of experience which is you don't have in the well-maintained institution, because there is no possibility to learn more, because whenever you are struggling means you are learning more as possible. So this is all about the general things which we have, and now we start one topic, because today is your first online classes. So I will just give the introduction of these subjects, the control system engineering subjects, and this subject is in 5th semester for the electrical engineering as well as electronics and communication engineering. So here you just see So here we have three important terms, because the subject, first we understand what is the significance of the subject, what information is given. So here is the control system engineering. So basic word is this, what is system basically. So if we see here, this system is represented by a black box. And it depends, because the system contains some kind of input and some output. So we call either it is input terminal and here is
Yes, sir, continue.
So suppose we understand what is this subjects and basically how we proceed for this. So we have to understand what type of terminology we use for the title of the subjects. So this subject basically contains three words. One is control, second is system, and third is engineering. So if we see this, then the first and foremost important thing is the system. So we try to understand what is system basically. So system, if we define the system, means it is represented by simple black box, and it is represented in terms of symbolically it is represented by the rectangular box. We have here one input and we obtain write here the output. So if we define the system, because whenever we design any system, so we are having some basically aim and objectives. The important thing is why we design these systems, what type of operation it can perform, how many number of inputs is required, how many number of output is required, whether the system is if we do the classification, then number of way we can classify this system. But basically we consider simple systems. So we perform any operation and through these systems. So we can say aim and objective we can specified for this particular system. Suppose we take the example that the fan regulator is the basic example which we consider. So if we consider the fan regulator, then output is nothing but the speed of the fan. And what is the input? Input we vary the, either we can say it is input voltage, or we can say the line voltage. Line voltage means single phase 50 hertz, and single phase generally we represent by 220 or 230 volt. Okay. So here we can say this is a kind of system. We consider here single input, single output. Then this system is represented by CISO systems. Single input, single output. Because this system is a simple system. And fan regulator is basically it's not we can say a complex system, because here some resisting element which we use, and we just move the knob either in the translational motion we can carry it out, either in rotational we just move the knob in this way, either in this way. So what happened? Basically we just this kind of arrangement is there, and we are giving the maximum voltage between 0 and plus V, and by movement of this knob we just give the input to the systems, and accordingly output is nothing but the speed is required. So if we consider the simple or the basic system, then we can say this system is single input, single output system, and this kind of system is known as simple control system basically. Then what is the internal structure of the system? So if we can say the system is a interconnection of, either we use the elements, either we use components, either we use devices may be an active device or passive device, and how they are arranged in the sense either they are connected, suppose we talk in terms of the component element. So generally we use these three elements. So these three elements are known as the passive elements, and active elements means we use either BJT, FET or MOSFET, etc. So these are the devices which we use, either the passive components or active devices, and we arrange either in series form, either in parallel form, either in series parallel form, or in another form. For what? To obtain the target, or we can say the aim and objective laid down at the beginning of designing the system. So whatever system we are designing, then we just find out what kind of components we are using in this system and what output we are getting, whether this output fulfill our aim and objective is okay. If it is not there, then we do some modification either in terms of the component which we are using or the arrangement which we are using. Finally, we got the required output, means our aim and objective is obtained. Then we can say the system design is correct. So if we design the system, then we can say system is basically a interconnection of element, component and devices are arranged in some specific form, that is the series parallel or in any another form to obtain the required objective. So this is all about the system. Then the another term come into the picture is the control, because whatever system we consider here used for the control application only. We give here the input and accordingly the output is controlled. And the third, because then this term becomes the control system, means whatever system we are designing we use for the control purpose. And then we use one one another, because this is the specific application, and if we use here the engineering word, then we can say the control system engineering means control system which we design use for the engineering applications. So this is the significance of the title which we use for this subjects. So we can say the control system engineering. So this is the basic information which is required for this, and then we start the then we can say the another name of this control system, because we are seeing our syllabus of the 5th semester, then we have here two kind of control system applications. As per your syllabus, the control system which we so control system engineering, we can classify contents of the syllabus classify in two categories. One is related to the linear control system, or sometimes we call it as a classical control system also. And modern control system we represent by the another name, that is state variable approach. So in this case, suppose we see the as per your syllabus we can classify, because total chapter in your syllabus is 7 chapter. 5 chapter is related to the classical control system, and 2 chapter is related to the modern or state variable approach. Or so now we see here the linear control system, because we are getting one more new words here, and another name of this linear control system is the classical control system basically. So linear control system, here the term arises linear. The significance of this term is the linear means it have some kind of properties which you have to follow it. The first is the principle of superposition, and number second is principle of homogeneity. So if we consider any control system which obey these two principles, One is the principle of superposition and then principle of homogeneity. We can say the system is known as, the control system is known as the linear control system, and if it does not follow, then we can say the system is non-linear control system. But we understand the concept of this linear control system is, linear control system is only a theoretical driven approach, because all practical systems are non-linear. The degree of non-linearity may be vary from system to system, but we can say whatever practical system we consider, they are non-linear, time-varying control system, and such system is dealt by the modern control system or state variable approach. So up to the first 5 chapter, we go through this linear control part only, because only the theoretical tool which we require to understand these subjects, you can go through this, because linear control system basically is represented, or the another name of this we can say the transfer function approach. Transfer function approach. So what does it mean? I just want to explain it separately. So first we consider this linear control system, then linear control system is basically represented by because we are using here the terminology for this giving some kind of input, and some book use the notation for the input is excitation word for this, and here we are using response, and sometimes we use another controlling parameter, because we are considering only basic system, so we call it CISO system, and here is control parameter. Because we are in the beginning we consider only the simple system. Simple system is known as the CISO system, means single input, single output. So we are using only a single input. If we go for the complex system, then we use the multi-input, multi-output. Instead of the single input, we use this kind of notation to represent the multi-input as well as the multi-output also. So, because number of signal is connected to these systems, and this complete system is divided in some part basically. Subsystem 1, subsystem 2, subsystem 3, subsystem 4 like this, and each system perform the individual operations. Individual operation means it takes separate input and takes separate output. Here the separate input, separate output. Suppose we take the example of the weather forecasting, because different parameter we take into the consideration for the weather prediction. So what we are using, because we first take the parameters input is like temperature, wind speed, wind direction, humidity, and some other parameters. We design one subsystem corresponding to handling the temperature. Another is wind direction is taking consideration by the another subsystems. Wind speed, sorry, and the wind direction we can find out by the subsystem third. Humidity you can control by the another subsystem, and each system taking the separate input and produce the separate output. We compile all these the parameter which we are getting in the output, we compare with the reference, and we predict whether the situation of the weather is what, whether it is raining or it is strong, it is heavy rain. We can predict this. So we can say, if we go for the multi-input, multi-output system, means single input is replaced by another symbols which consist of the number of input, and correspondingly we are getting the number of output. So if we consider the multi-input, multi-output, this complete system is divided into small subsystem, and each parameter input is taken care by the subsystem, and for the prediction of the output we compile all these and we compare with the reference and predict the condition. So if we take the example of the weather forecasting, then we can say the temperature, wind speed, wind direction, humidity, and some other parameter we are taking into the consideration, and accord all these parameters which we are selecting in the input take care by the subsystems and produce their respective output, and finally we analyze this and predict the weather condition by comparing with the different database we prepare corresponding to the different situation of the weather. If your data matches with this particular, then we predict that this is the situation which we obtain by these systems. So in this case, the transfer function approach, because whatever the control system, basic control system which we are considering is a linear control system, it's all the we can say the non-linear approach, or it's not a theoretical consideration which we are doing, and the transfer function approach is applicable only for linear control systems. It's not deal the non-linear, time varying, or we can say the practical system are not taking into the consideration by the transfer function approach. It is taken care by the another approach. So in this case, if we consider the transfer function approach, then how we obtain this? What are the steps we are using to obtain the transfer function? Then we can say whatever type of system given to you, So input, generally the notation we are using for this is and system, either we use H of t notation or some would use the G of t notation for representing the system. System is nothing but here we consider the linear control system basically. And output, the notation we generally use for representing this is C of t. So in this case, if we define the transfer function, it is a ratio of Laplace transform of the output to Laplace transform of the input, assuming all initial conditions are zeros. This is the complete. If we represent here the Laplace transform, then Laplace transform of this is nothing but a R of S. Whenever, sometimes it is not necessary that we use as a function of S, it indicates that if we take, because here R of t is the notation we use to represent the things in the time domain, and here is the Laplace domain or S domain we can say. So if we take the Laplace transform of Rt to R of S, correspondingly we find out here the Laplace transform of this is either G of S or H of S, and similarly here C of S. Why we go for this? Because the system is having a RLC components, some other components, and whatever the system equation if we are considering, so this is the intro differential equation basically. So steps which we use, this is the system which is given to you, and we are interested to find out the transfer function of the system. We try to represent this system into set of mathematical expressions, and the mathematical expression having the input output terms and system itself. So we can say it is represented in terms of a intro differential equation or the higher order differential equation. Then what we are taking into the consideration, because the transfer function approach is applicable only for those systems we understand suppose the energy storage components which we are using like L and C, the inductor and capacitor. So initial charge across the capacitor, initial currents over the inductor are assumed to be zero. Then only we are in position to obtain the transfer function. If it is not zero, then our definition is not complete and we are not in position to find out the transfer function of this. So, important thing is the transfer function approach is applicable for only those linear control system problems where the initial conditions are assumed to be zero. Then we consider IC means initial conditions is assumed to be zero. Then here we obtain the higher because whatever intro differential given to you, you convert it into the differential equations, and after obtaining this we take the Laplace transform of this, and then keep the output and input in such a way that we take the ratio of this, then like this. So if we write the input by R of S by taking the Laplace of the R of t in time domain, system is represented IHT, or some would use the notation G of t. So if we take the Laplace transform of this, then either H of t, then we represent here H of S, and G of t, then we G of S. Output is generally represented, the notation for this is C of t. We take the Laplace transform of this, then we obtain C of S. So if we multiply these two, because whenever we take the Laplace transform of this, the higher order differential equation becomes the algebraic equation only. The beauty of this Laplace transform is to simplify this higher order, because whenever you solve the higher order differential equation in the time domain itself, it's very difficult. and time consuming, error prone. So what we are doing here, we take the Laplace transform, then the higher order differential equation becomes the simple algebraic equation, and then you simplify it and obtain the response as per your requirement. So here we can say the input is multiplied by this, we obtain the output. So we just write here G of S into R of S. G of S is nothing but the Laplace transform of the output. So we are interested to find out the transfer function of this. Then we can write the G of S is equivalent to C of S upon R of S. Assuming all initial conditions are 0 is known as the transfer function of the systems. Okay? Then we